going to be very scarce very soon. We need to find alternatives. We need to find clean alternatives, in fact. Because when we burn oil for petrol in our cars and elsewhere, we're actually producing CO2 and other greenhouse gases. And that carbon dioxide, as you all know, adds to the carbon dioxide already in our precious atmosphere. And our atmosphere is just this thin, fragile layer. It's only 1/1000th of the thickness. Well, its thickness is only 1/1000th of the diameter of the Earth. The concentration of CO2 in our atmosphere right now is about 400 parts per million. Now, scientists who have been studying the history of these carbon dioxide concentrations believe that this is the first time it's ever gone over 300 parts per million in the last 500,000 years. We can produce technologies that are going to reduce our impact in the long term, and when our fossil fuel resources eventually run out, and there's of course lots of fossil fuel resources still here and are a very big part of our community in the Illawarra. Coal will continue to play an enormous role, but in the very long term we need to develop these new resources. There's the other mega sources of energy. You think of earthquakes and volcanoes. Now, they're going to be pretty hard to capture. But wave energy and energy in the oceans could be one of the new sources of energy. On our southern oceans here, we have a huge amount of energy. So what is 60 kilowatts per metre mean? Well, a kilowatt is a unit of power. Now, some of you will know what that means. If you drive up to Sydney in a reasonably modern car at 100 kilometres an hour on a flat stretch of road, you'll be using about 30 kilowatts. Now, that number 60 kilowatts means we could drive 2 cars on that energy continuously for a wave just coming in towards us to the coastline, just 1 metre wide. So there's continually that amount of energy coming into the Southern Ocean. So it's an enormous amount of energy. So this is the wave energy plant that's in Portugal. It's the world's first wave farm. So you've got wind farms springing up all over the world. Now we have the first wave farm. It's 5 kilometres offshore. It's made of these Polaris converters, which are basically a string of sausages. So there are 4 sections joined together, and I'll show you a video in a second, which you've actually already seen, some of you, on the first slide. And you extract energy from the movement in these joints. So imagine a pair of sausages linked together like this. So in this joint, we can extract the wave energy. So this is the Ocean Links plant, a wave, and there's a reflector on the front. And you can see as a wave comes in, the water rises inside and pushes air through the turbine. And notice the blades on the turbine here, they twist when the air reverses, so that the turbine can continue to spin in the same direction. So there's quite a lot to do. So I would not be one that says wave energy is ready to go, so we can roll it out across the land and solve all our problems. It's not at that point. It's where wind was maybe 30 years ago.